Good afternoon. Once again, you are welcome to this special edition on My Media Prime, where we are going to be following activities out there in Limbe, chieftain of Fako Division, where a city mayor is going to be elected this afternoon to take over the fallen City Mayor Andrew Motanga Andrew. We're going to be catching up with our correspondent who is in Limbe. They're going to be telling us almost everything about what is happening. Is the chargé de mission from the Central Committee already in town? We're going to be having that information. Who are the candidates that are vying for this position, and how important is the position of city mayor for the city of Limbe? With me in the studio is Lasha Kingsly, with whom we're going to be discussing on this. Lasha, once again, glad to have you.
Thank you, Kum Leonard. We separated some few hours ago, and we are back here for yet another edition of the second part of the program, which is dedicated to the elections of the new city mayor of Limbe. Like we were arguing before we left the set. I told you that Yaoundé had already decided, and a few minutes after we left the stadium, or the studio, you saw a document which went public, signed by Jean Quinte, who is, of course, the Secretary General of the Central Committee of the ruling CPDM, designating the Minister of State's Minister of Higher Education, Professor Yak Famin Dongo, alongside some CPDM members to head the elections or to watch over the elections in Limbe. So everything has already been done at the level of Yaoundé. So we are only waiting for the elections to be formal, for them to do their formalities and declare the person they have already chosen to be the new city mayor of Limbe for now.
Okay, Honoré, are you on? Hello, Kuma Honoré.
Hi, Leonard.
Yes, give us the picture of things around the Limbe City Council building this afternoon.
Hi, Leonard. The long-awaited day for the elections of the Limbe City Mayor has come, with the stakes very high. The atmosphere is crowded with tension. In fact, the day is pregnant with lots of surprises, as the city of Limbe can't wait to have someone who will fit in the shoes of the late city mayor, Motanga Andrew. Leonard, at this very moment, the number of candidates aspiring for the position of the Limbe city mayor is not quite certain. Information reaching my media prime Fako Dex indicates that 6 candidates are contesting for the position of the city mayor. Some were endorsed by their section bureau executives, while others breached section hierarchy to apply individually. These candidates are, Leonard, it will please me to give you the names of these candidates. We have Chief Woka Daniel Ngale Ndiver, the mayor of Limbe 2 Council. We equally have Mayor Seke Djibouti Luma, the mayor of Limbe 3 Municipality, who doubles as the section president of Fako 1C. We equally have Madam Karen Wapit Tanga, the first deputy mayor of the Limbe City Council, who doubles as at now, she is the interim city mayor. We equally have Councillor Ekema Ebel, who is a councillor with the Limbe 2 Council and former regional delegate of sports and physical education. We have Ngale Ngumba, who is the former section president for Fako 1B. And we equally have a young aspiring candidate in the person of Kwan Oscar, Councillor Kwan Oscar from Limbe 3 subdivision. Leonard, it is rumored that the Central Committee of the CPDM party has invested in some candidates and want to impose a vote by acclamation to these candidates. This has, however, made the election atmosphere to be tense and has triggered some wranglings within the party, as many of the councillors are of the opinion of a ballot box for the popular candidate to be winner of today's election. Leonard, this is the picture of the pre-election atmosphere here at the Limbe City Council, as we only expect the city of Limbe is waiting to have a new mayor today. Over to you, Leonard.
Four candidates, and that some of them were barred from taking part in these elections. Is that information true?
Yes, Leonard, this election could be described as a one characterized with several controversies. Controversies in the sense that the senior divisional officer for FACO signed 3 different communiques to convene for this election. The senior divisional officer for FACO, Emmanuel Ngamba Ledu, happens to be the supervisory authority of the local councils in this area of jurisdiction. So some pundits, some political pundits will have it that the SDO, it's been influenced. The reason for the SDO postponement or calling for the election twice is as a result of the Central Committee of the CPDM party trying to have an influence on its candidate, the candidate it has invested upon. So actually, Leonard, we expect tension in today's March 4th election.
You expect attention, but there is a communique that actually is sending the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famdungu, to come down to supervise what is happening out there. Is he in town? Have you gotten any information as to his arrival?
Yes, Leonard. You're very clear. But as at now, the Central Committee of the CPDM party is represented by Professor Jacques Famdungu, alongside Honorable Malumba Essembe of FACO 4, that's Boya. These are the 2 scribes or top-notch of the CPDM party sent by the Central Committee to observe. They are only coming in as observers to this election and to see that the elections are conducted within the discipline and the internal rules and regulations of the party, because the supervisory authority, the elections convener, the person who called for the elections is the SDO. I think he's the boss, he's the elecam of the day.
But it is also a party affair. Are you saying that Yaoundé has not invested somebody to stand as candidate for the city mayor of Limbe?
Yes, Leonard, we're going to sample the opinion of some of the electorates who are mostly councillors of the Limbe 1, 2, and 3 council.
Okay.
We are also going to get some analysts, journalists who are analysts that will help us to give us updates. I think a quarter, an hour update of the elections today.
Okay.
Thank you, Leonard. We're going to come back in a couple of about 30 minutes.
Okay. We are going to be following up with you. Thank you very much. Honore, yes.
The atmosphere is very tense in there. From what Kuma Honore is filing in as report, apparently the atmosphere is tensed in Limbe. And this is just a wake-up call for the CPT and Central Committee to wash its hands off the election, because it is really is a crucial election. And with all the controversies and what we are already hearing as at now, it would be a bad atmosphere or air for the CBD and Central Committee to want to continue with what it has already planned for the new, for the election of the new city mayor of Limbe. So I just believe that they are going to let be the electorates who are, of course, the councillors of the Limbe 1, 2, and 3 councils, as mentioned by Honoré Koma there in Limbe.
Yes, but lots of things are going to be happening. Our campaigns are on, councillors are there, candidates are there, and
but the question is that why did they postpone the election? Normally it was supposed to be in the morning. Is it because Famindongo did not reach on time, or why is it that the election was postponed to 2 p.m.? Are they having another election behind closed doors with Famindongo? That's what we are still yet to get as information. As Kuma Honorin Riley has said, as at now, nobody knows if Jacques Famindongo is already in Limbe or he's still on his way to Limbe.
yeah, but we want to hope that it's in Limbe because elections are supposed to start at 2 o'clock. Can we get back to Limbe? I have some questions for Honoré. If you can't provide me with those answers, I would like to get to someone close by, maybe Hillary. If Hillary is there, is Honoré there, please? Can we get connected to Honoré? If we can't get to Honoré, can we have the reaction of the councillor of the Limbe 2 council who said they were not going to accept any maneuver from Yaoundé to impose on the people of Limbe, especially the grassroots militants?
I don't get it. That way we get, and when I was doing the test, everything was fine. But that's not the problem. If everything starts well, and it's just the internet, so you know what you're going to do now.
What's happening? There is an issue with the sound from Limbe and what you're playing. Can we get the reaction from the councillor, please?
I cannot believe our eyes. The tension is high because some individuals, some people believe that they own the CPT party, which is not true.
And this
we believe
like this
in
can
democracy,
force the Yaoundé
and we
people.
believe that as councillor, which I'm one of them, we are going to exercise our democratic right on that day. The CPDM party, which is being headed by His Excellency President Paul Biya, he himself stood for many elections as a Democrat, who is a Democrat. Consequently, any other person who believes in his policy and agenda should equally stand for election. That idea of investing candidates, my brother, I want to tell you that it will not work in Limbe. It will not work. Any manipulation of any sort that does not abide with democracy, the spirit of democracy, the spirit of CPDM, which is democracy, it will not work in Limbe. We, the councillors of Limbe 1, Limbe 2, Limbe 3, we want the box to be placed there and we select the best candidate that is going to lead Limbe. Late Motanga has done his part. We need to select somebody who have a vision and a mission. We need to select somebody who is focused. We need to somebody who is stable. We need to select somebody who is spiritual, all right. Limbe is a town of investment and many opportunities. It is a town of friendship. We need people who come and expand Limbe, who come with good vision and create many jobs for the youth in Limbe. We don't want people who come and sleep. And let me tell you, Mr. Journalist, it will be something that the population will not be happy if any document comes from Yaoundé appointing somebody, and we know that will not happen because those in Yaoundé, they are educated people, they believe in democracy, they believe in the spirit of democracy, they believe in the spirit of unity, most especially at this vulnerable time of the crisis in this country. And Limbe is a safe haven. I hope the people in Yaoundé know that Limbe is a safe haven. I know that they will know that they will preserve the peace which is in Limbe. And Limbe, it will continue to be a safe haven. Let the box speak.
Okay. Very, very difficult moments for Limbe. The councillor says that, okay, there we have the arrival of, I'm sure, observers at the the elections in Limbe, that is the city council building in Limbe. We can see that our guys are on ground trying to, please, let's stay with Limbe. We want to see those who are coming, maybe those are councillors. I can see Hillary, those are some journalists who are there to cover. Councillors are making their way into the elections hall of the city council in Limbe. Sure, it's really going to be hot, but Lasha, the councillor, has made it very clear that they were not going to accept. I remember it was not easy also in Kumba, where the people in Kumba said they were not going to accept any move from Yaoundé to impose anything on them.
Yes, that is what we are talking about. We've been talking about Kum Leonard. If truly speaking, we want to have Cameroon a decentralized unitary state, it means that the people at the grassroots must be given, the upper hand. I mean, they must be empowered both, with powers as well as finances to be able to manage their own affairs. So if it doesn't start at the level of the election, I don't think we'll get to the level of finance where people can decide if there's a small breach in their village that they have to construct, they can disburse money and only render account to Yaoundé. That would be fine. But if we see how Yaoundé coming in, to decide on who will be, at the level of local government, it means that the issue of decentralization will still be a dream, or will still be something on paper that will take another 20 years like it took before it was finally implemented.
The councillor raised the issue of the prevailing socio-political crisis in the Southwest.
And he's very right.
It has a lot to do with the over-centralization of power in
and this is the right moment. You know that opportunities come. Sometimes we don't tap into those opportunities and right the wrongs. We keep committing the same mistakes and aggravating situations that are already bad, Kum Leonard. So I think what the councillor said is he's right, and it is only but normal that they should listen to the councillor, because Limbe is like a safe haven in the southwest region of Cameroon. We know how peaceful Limbe is, and to want to think that something can pop up in Limbe, in the southwest, where people, that's a refuge for many people coming from other parts of the southwest region plagued by the conflict that we all know. I think the councillor is right. The CPDM Central Committee, and I hope President Pobia is listening at this time, he can still make some phone calls to Jean Quente and Famindongo to write
but the problem is, yes, why send somebody from Yaoundé to supervise an election?
Because they want to have somebody that they will be able to control. The fear is that a stubborn person may take over the city council and will not work according to...
The problem is, it is true that it is a party issue, but the party has structures in the southwest region. The party has structures in...
But the structure...
Why not allow the local...
We have seen people who were of the CPDM ruling party who stood up in parliament and said they were not going to vote or to veto for the change of some provisions of the constitution. They were CPDM. We've seen people who have spoken against the CPDM, and then we saw what happened to them. And sometimes the CPDM is afraid to put people that they are not sure of, the people they are not sure they are going to implement the decisions of the Central Committee, or the visions of the party. Sometimes the vision of the party is not always right, must not always be right. Sometimes individuals should be allowed to blend the visions of the party with their own vision for local development. Sometimes people get into offices with their own plans, and then they get there and meet a system that is so bad, that complicated, that they cannot even implement what they plan to implement. That's the reason why when Etofis was elected, many people were saying, oh no, there's already a system implanted at Africa Food. Etofis will not be able to do anything. People are jubilating for nothing. It is a system. When he gets there, the system will swallow him. But he has proven people wrong with what he has been doing since he was elected as the president of Africa Food. That's exactly what we are saying, that sometimes it is for the good of the nation that people who are competent, people who can deliver, they should be allowed to implement or to use their expertise to be able to develop the areas that they come from.
Is Kuma Honore on standby, or are we going to? Okay, Kuma Honore, I'll get back to you. What is happening? We've seen lots of personalities walking into the city chambers. What's happening? How soon are the elections starting?
Yes, Leonard, we have the electorates, the councillors of the 3 subdivisional councils who constitute the electorate of these elections. They have started making their way into Limbe City Council chambers where the elections is going to take place. I think we have about 90 of the councillors already present here for the elections. With me is County Councillor Limbe 2 Council, Councillor Vincent, who wants to air his mind before he goes in for the election.
Okay, yes, let us listen to him. Councillor, can we have him on, please? Can we have Councillor for better? Hello, Honore, can we have him before he goes in? Yes, Councillor for better, we're glad to have you on my Media Prime special edition this morning. How are you doing?
Oh, very fine.
Okay, we listened to you yesterday and today express your worries with respect to these elections. What is the message you have for the people of Limbe and the hierarchy of your party, because you sounded so concerned? You wanted the Limbe people to be allowed to decide who becomes the next city mayor.
Yes, of course, I have the same message that Limbe is our town, Limbe is part of Cameroon, and Limbe is a safe haven. And we need somebody to replace the deceased Motanga in this same office. And we need a person to come from the people. When I say from the people, it should come from the ballot box. And to a hierarchy of the party, I know that our party is a democratic party, and we know that we're going to maintain the state of democracy. Thank you.
Yeah, state of democracy. Now you want Yaoundé to hands off what is happening. According to you, who should organize and supervise these elections?
No, I have not said Yaoundé is involved. I've just said the administrative authorities, the supervisory authorities should do their work. They should just do their work, and the ballot box will speak for itself.
Okay, we wish you the best and hoping that your candidate wins.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, the situation is yes.
Well, I love that councillor. He's very courageous, very bold. He's very bold. He's just airing his mind and trying to, hold power to account. And it's only but normal. He has his own channel that he might have discovered that there is massive fraud that is ahead coming. So he has to air his mind. And this one will call the attention of those who were making the plans to ensure that probably his own candidate does not end up winning the election. I think he has aired his mind, and the administration has heard him, and the people, the election stakeholders, they have heard him, and they are going to do what is right for the people of Limbe.
Okay.
I think that's just that.
I'm sure Honore should be on standby with another councillor. Is Honore there?
Yes, Leonard, we have a senior councillor, Babila Bamunga, senior councillor Babila Bamunga of Limbe 2 Council. He is also here to vote, and he has some few words for us.
Okay, can we have him straight away, Honore?
Yes, Leonard, let me pass the microphone to him.
Okay.
Let me pass the microphone.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know whether the envoy of the Central Committee, Minister of State, Minister of
Higher Education,
Professor Jacques Famdongo, We yet have not had a confirmation of his presence in Limbe, but we believe that he's there already. Honore, can he tell us? Good afternoon, Councillor, and we're glad to have you this afternoon with us.
This is Councillor Ila Bamunga from the Limbe 2 municipality or Limbe 2 council. We are here for the election of the city mayor of the Limbe city. We are expected the supervisory authority to put before every Cameroonian who is present here today democracy, because we believe in democracy. So with all candidates that are present, we are going to vote democratically, so that at the end of the day, the ballot boxes or the ballot box will speak for the victorious candidate. So without taking much of the time, I want to say that there are almost everywhere that a candidate has been invested, of which that is not a law. The law of 2019 of decentralization says in the demise of the city mayor, there must be an election, and it is the board members of all the 3 subdivisional councils that are supposed to vote the city mayor. We are in number 73 of us, because we have lost 2 of our board members. So we want to prove to Cameroonians that, or to Cameroon and the world alike, that there's democracy in Cameroon. There's nothing like investiture. It is the law.
You say you will not respect an injunction that comes down from the Secretary General of the party, Jean Kweti, because we have information that he has sent a minister to supervise what is going to be happening down there.
Yes, we learned that the Minister for Higher Education, Jacques Dongwe, is here. But this is not a party issue. It is a state issue. That is why it is the board that is electing the city mayor. We are not here for the reorganization of the party, that the party can determine who leads the party in a particular area or a section or subsection. So this is a pure state affair. We were not elected to represent the party. We were elected into this honorable post of the various councils to represent Cameroonians, to represent the community. It is not a party affair. It is something of the state. It's a pure state affair. So as it is now, the party is aside. We are looking at the law of decentralization. It's not a party affair. So no candidate should be imposed or is imposed to us.
What if there is imposition from Yaoundé? What would you do?
Come again?
What if there is investiture from Yaoundé? The Central Committee says that this is a person the Central Committee finds fit to man that position.
That will be telling that if there's an investiture from the Central Committee, that means they are telling Cameroonians that the House of Parliament and the House of Senate is useless, because this law governing the laws of decentralization in 2019 was made by parliamentarians, honorable parliamentarians of Cameroon, which we know very well that they are very level-headed people. So we cannot turn around. We cannot turn around to abuse the law that were made by our lawmakers in Cameroon because of our own personal interests. So we are here to put before us democracy by implementing the law of decentralization. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're glad to have had you this afternoon, and we are wishing your candidate the best.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. It is
everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's against the idea of investing somebody from Yaoundé, and it is clear. That's what we've been saying. That it is not good. We should apply the law and work according to the law, not always party. Hierarchy imposing on the grassroots militant. It is very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. We are not only violating the laws, but we are tarnishing the image of Cameroonian and rubbishing our state institutions like the Senate and the National Assembly that the councillor rightly said there.
Okay, we are going to be hooking up again with Kuma Honore. Is there any thing you want to share with us, Honore?
I can see the councillors are actually here in their numbers to cast their vote as a determinant factor for the person to manage the Limbe City Council. But Leonard, like I said before, the elections today is really a very tense one, a controversial one, controversial in the sense that 3 communiques were signed by the senior divisional officer for FACO, Emmanuel Ngamba Ledu, convening these elections. And many questioned why the senior divisional officer changed the date from March 2nd to March 4th. And even we saw another communique saying the elections were supposed to take place on March 7th. That is Monday. So the main questions is why the senior divisional officer changing the date for the election. And like some political pundits who attempted in giving an answer said that it is as a result of pressure or influence the Central Committee of the CPDM party who is trying to invest in a candidate for this, more than 1 or 2 candidates for these elections. As at now, we don't have a precise list of those running in for the elections. But all we hear, we saw some of the candidates who have been endorsed, who have been invested by their various sections. Like Chief Walker Daniel Galendiver of Limbe 2, and equally the mayor of Limbe 3, Seke Djibouti Luma, who happens to be the section president of Limbe 1C. But other candidates single-handedly dropped in their application at the prefectorate of FACO, and we just wish to see that everything moves on hitch-free, free and fair here in a democratic manner for us to have a new Limbe City mayor who would fit into the shoes of late Motanga Andrew Monjimba.
Okay, Honore will be coming back to you, I'm sure, in 10 minutes' time. Just get ready. Anyway, whenever you have an information to feed us with, just call us so that we get connected and inform our televiewers on what's happening on ground.
Okay, sir, we're going to be giving you a quarterly update of these elections as we stumble on those.
Do you have information? Do you have information of where the state minister of higher education is now? Is he already there?
There are every indications that the elections the elections are going to start in the next 15 minutes because I will tell you 95% of the electorate are already present, are already seated inside the elections hall. We see the protocol trying to call on others who are standing outside. It's an indication that Professor Jacques Famdongo will make his arrival here alongside the senior divisional officer in no distant time.
Okay, thank you very much, Honore, for the updates. Things are soon starting.
We are coming nearer the election, so we can only but hope that the right procedure will be followed for the election of the new city mayor, as we all heard and listened to the councillors, those who are eligible to vote, expressing their worries over the investiture procedure or this issue coming from Yaoundé. So we can only but hope that the right person will be chosen, despite the fact that Yaoundé has imposed.
Okay.
Something can still happen.
We are going to be taking a short break to come back to update you with whatever information we gather from Limbe. Stay tuned.
They should put this thing.
Welcome